Good evening, everyone. Before I say more to it, there we go. But yes, good evening, everyone. This is Rooftop Sports, and here I am to cover some more Sonics basketball, as this is pretty much the only way, literally the only way in the entire country or in the entire state of Washington and Seattle, if you want to follow any kind of Seattle Sonics basketball, because we still don't have a basketball team to this day. And must I say, hit the like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, donate to this channel. And also, if you want to get some more content out of this series of the Sonics 2K series, Rebuilding the Sonics, follow my Patreon page, subscribe to it for $5 a month, and you'll have access to all the articles that I write for each game, each trade, or maybe some kind of off-the-court drama. I mean, I got Dennis Rodman on the team. He's married to Carmen Electra as of January 14th, 1999. So there is bound to be drama when you're hanging around with Dennis Rodman. Anyways, let's go back in time to January 14th, 1999. And here we are, back to 1999. We got some work to do here. I'm going to play Houston. Oh, I better schedule a practice. Ooh, do I really want to do that to them? Of course I do. I want to schedule practice on them. I'll make them develop their rebounding. And on Thursday, I will make them develop ball handling. So there we go. Now, what should I do with this team? Do I have someone? Oh, I think I have someone on an injury. I do. That's Thomas Hamilton, who is injured. Yep, he is not doing well. He is hurt. Wonder why he's hurt. Oh, he's upset about lack of playing time. Well, you're hurt, buddy. So I can't give you any more playing time. I did make him a starter, so that kind of not helping. But here is what I've got. Because Hamilton is out, that leaves Greg Foster for some opportunities. He is happy with the team. That's going to put Jelani McCoy at center. I'm going to do that. I'm going to give Shammond Williams some more minutes. Bennett will be about 15. There. Shammond Williams should be happy. I'm not trading you. Shut up. So, yeah, Bennett is going to. And, yeah. Give me just a moment, guys. I got to take. Yeah, the call can wait. Someone was trying to call me, but the call can wait. So I'm going to have Bennett be the backup power forward. I guess we'll see how this goes. Going to be going up against the Houston Rockets. Let's see how the Rockets are doing. I got the Rockets with Hakeem Olajuwon, Michael Dickerson, Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen. Both of these guys have been a little bit underwhelming. But let's just go for it. They're going to be playing at Houston. Let's do this. And let's go out there and lose. Scottie Pippen against Dennis Rodman. They'll be playing each other. That'll be very interesting. All right, let's go. Sonics at 13-25. Houston's barely hanging on. All right, got Jerome James against Hakeem Olajuwon. And we are underway here at the Compact Center. Here is Watson going for a random three-pointer. And no, Rodman gets the rebound, and he is fouled, and he makes the shot. Count it. Fouled by Barkley, and Rodman has a chance for a 3-point play. And he makes it. That is such a Dennis Rodman way to make a free throw. I must admit that. All right, let's see where we're at. We got, Drew, and he makes the basket. Now we'll put Houston on the board. Now we got Jamie Watson to Jerome James. And now Patterson for 3. And Jerome James with the putback slam. What a nice heads-up box-out move by Jerome James. And now the Sonics now lead it 5-2. It was a nice dunk. Now here's Charles Barkley. He makes the easy layup. Last time Houston and the Sonics played against each other, the Sonics did win that game. And now James to Lewis for 3 and misses. And Lewis continues to struggle from downtown, which is why I think he might be jeopardizing his future starting job. And blocked by Rodman. That was Scottie Pippen going for it. And Rodman with the block on his former teammate. And now here's Rodman going with a jumper. What are you doing, Dennis? You're not a jump shooter. You shouldn't be doing that. Now here's Drew. And double team. Oh, and now here's Dickerson. Now here's Drew for Elijah one. And Scottie Pippen being heavily guarded. And Lewis with the steal. Houston's really struggling. And now here is Rodman. And he makes the easy layup. And he is actually the leading scorer for the Sonics. 5 points, a block, and a rebound. He's already been contributing very well for the Sonics. Here's Charles Barkley. And he's able to get it in. And Rodman could not defend him. On Wednesday, Barkley had 14 points and 22 rebounds. He is still getting those boards. Here's Patterson. He's looking for a screen. He gets that screen. And a steal by Houston. And now here is Scottie Pippen. And Lewis lost him. And Dickerson with the layup and the foul. And now here's Dickerson with the free throw. And he makes it. And Houston takes the lead. Watson is now bringing it up. And Watson with a nice no-look pass. Does that translate to a three-pointer being made? And nice pass by Jamie Watson. Yeah, Watson is making really nice passes. And a steal by Watson. He's already being very involved. He's trying to go for the alley-oop. And misses. That was a bad pass by Jamie Watson. Now Scottie Pippen is guarding Rashard Lewis. Now here's Charles Barkley to Drew. And James with the rebound and gets it all the way to Watson. He's going to try to go for the alley-oop again. And no! Scottie Pippen gets that steal. He's going to try to go all the way. Now here's Elijah one, guarded by Lewis. And Dickerson for 3. He makes it. And now Houston takes a 2-point lead. Here's Watson to Jerome James. And he makes it. Are you sure I'm playing an all-star level? I am. And it's now 12-12 Houston. Now here's Scottie Pippen to Elijah one. And Rodman with the rebound. Now here's Jamie Watson to Rashard Lewis. Goes for the jumper. And misses. He's really got to stop settling for jumpers. He's got to get more aggressive in the paint. Now here's Scottie Pippen. Goes for a simple jumper. And makes it. Now it's a 2-point lead for Houston. And now here's Watson. Rashard Lewis for 3. No. Rashard Lewis misses again. Missed 3 shots in a row. He is off to a very cold start. Scottie Pippen being guarded by Watson. Now he's guarded by Watson. And now here is Drew. He makes the easy layup. And now it is a 4-point lead for Houston. Now here's Watson, brings it up to Rodman. He's being guarded by Barkley. Going to try to get that in there, and he doesn't, and it's rebound Pippen. Rodman's trying to do too much on the offense. Now here's Dickerson, and he gets it in there. It is now 18-12. Now we got Watson. And, oh, no, it's a near steal. It was an effort done by Olajuwon, but didn't happen. Here's Jerome being guarded by Olajuwon. He's trying to get that in there. Oh, blocked. I think he was blocked by Olajuwon. Sonics are now struggling. Here's Katino Mobley. What has he got there? He's coming off the bench. Now there's Antoine Carr, the former Utah Jazz. Here's Johnson for 3. And Patterson with the rebound. And here is Rashard Lewis. He's going to go all the way for the dunk. And timeout called by Houston. It is now 18-14. And here is Dennis Rodman to Carr. No, and Carr does not make that shot. Rodman with 3 rebounds. And here's Lewis going to try to go all the way. He gets the basket. That's more of the Rashard Lewis that I would like to see. It is now 18-16. Sonics are cutting it close. And there's Johnson. He's being guarded. There's Mobley. And now here's Price for 3. And Price brings it up to a 5-point lead. Now 1:33 left. And kickball violation. That will be long going back to Seattle. Now here's Jerome James. Being heavily guarded. And now he's going to go for the layup. And misses. Here's Rodman to Carr and misses. And he makes it. Now it's 23-16. Here's Lewis. He makes the jumper. Here's Price. And that's fouled. Now here is Maloney to Johnson. And he gets it in there. Now they are up 7. And steal! That was a bad pass by Rodman. There's Bullard. And now it should be an easy 3. You thought it was going to be. Here's Mobley with a jumper, and he makes it. And now the Sonics are down by 9. And nearly lost the ball again. And now here's Jerome James. And he can't make a bucket. And the Sonics are just heavily struggling. And now here is Mobley, blocked by Patterson. Still plays really good defense. And now here's Jerome James. And he's fouled, and he won't make it. Bullard with the foul. James at the line. He makes the free throw. And misses. It's going to be 14 seconds left. Here's Mobley. He makes the bucket. Now here's Watson's going to try to go for a buzzer. Nope. Didn't have the time to get it off. Sonics are now down by 10. That's okay. I got Shammond Williams. That will ruin the tank. Oops, not Greg Foster. I meant Jelani McCoy. My bad. But hey, why not? Give Greg Foster some opportunities. And Bennett being a little bit more aggressive. Bennett is now playing in the place of the injured Hamilton. Got Mobley, and now here's Pippen for 3. And misses. Rebound Foster. Now here's Stevens to Westbrook. No. Now here is Williams for 3. And he makes it. Williams has been known to be very clutch. He's making more baskets than he has recently, especially off the bench. Seems to be more effective. Now here's Carr. And now here's Bullard and the foul. Has a chance for a 3-point play, and he does make it. Good job on Bullard. Now here's McCoy. And he misses. McCoy is usually a power forward, but they decided to put him at center because of the injured Thomas Hamilton. Hamilton's going to be out for a little bit. He's considered day-to-day, but they put him on the bench anyway because they want to give some minutes to some of these young guys. Now here's Shammond Williams for 3 and misses. That's where he can be very streaky. Sometimes his shot selections are not the best. Here's Pippen for 3. Misses, and Scottie Pippen is struggling from downtown. Now here's Westbrook over to Stevens with the dunk. Joe Stevens has quietly been one of the contributors off the bench. Might want to watch out for him. Not sure if he'll be a future of this team, but at least he will maybe get the tickets to sell. Now here's Olajuwon going for a fadeaway. He misses. Bennett with a rebound. Now here's Joe Stevens. Going to try to go all the way, and he's fouled. The Rockets are 6th in the NBA in 3-pointers. And Stevens at the line. He makes his first. Greg Foster's coming out. Jelani McCoy's in at center, as if he already did. And Stevens missed the free throw. We got Barkley back on. Now here's Scottie Pippen. And goaltending by McCoy, but it was going in anyway, so wasn't really much of a reason to call the goaltending to begin with. And now here is Shammond Williams for 3. And misses, and now he's showing his struggles a little bit. Now here is Drew. And defended by Sean Resprit. And who's he going to go to? Resprit for 3. No! Very inconsistent shooting by the Sonics. Maybe wave off the 3-pointers for a little bit until you can get some kind of momentum. And here's Matt Maloney. I don't think that's Matt Maloney. I think that's Drew. And here's Pippen. And he misses, and Olajuwon gets the putback and the rebound. Now here is Shammond Williams. It's on the dribble. Here's Williams again. No. He misses, and this is why he's a bench player, because he keeps missing those kind of shots. And a miss, a really funny miss by Houston. What was that? Now here's McCoy. They're going to try to go all the way. He misses, and Bennett with another rebound. And Bennett, he makes it. How about Mario Bennett being aggressive on the offensive glass for the rebounds? How many rebounds does Bennett have right now? Bennett has 3 rebounds. He's already been a factor. Now here's Drew for 3. Misses. And McCoy with the rebound. Gets it to Resprit. Now here is Williams for 3. And he makes it. And that is where Shammond Williams gets very dangerous. He's now 2 for 4. He's having a more of a typical Shammond Williams game. And a timeout has been called by Houston. And the Sonics are going to bring back all of their starters. You got Jamie Watson, Ruben Patterson, the self-proclaimed Kobe stopper. Then you got Rashard Lewis. Then you got Dennis Rodman and Jerome James. Here's Barkley, and he loses his assignment, and we got Roberts making the dunk. It was a total missed assignment by the Sonics, especially by Jerome James. He's known to be a defensive expert. Now he's going to try to post. Now here's Jerome James, and he misses again. Jerome James is struggling on the post. This is where he's starting to show his weakness, especially when he goes up against real centers. Here's Drew. And Pippen, he's looking at a 3. Now here's Dickerson with a jumper, and he makes it. Dickerson has been a factor. Now we got Jamie Watson. What has he got? Now here's Lewis. And Rodman's going to try to post on Scottie Pippen. This is what the fans would like to see. An offensive foul. And Scottie Pippen is able to draw the foul on his former teammate. Houston is hanging in the 6th seed, while Seattle, unfortunately for themselves, they are the 2nd worst team in the NBA. 2nd worst team in the Western Conference. Now here's Barkley, and he throws it down, and that's going to be now up 12, and the Sonics are in trouble. Barkley is 3 for 3. He's been doing pretty well. Here's Watson. He almost throws it away. Here's Patterson for 3, and he makes it. Patterson with the 3-pointer. Here's Watson, and he picks up and tries to steal. And Sonics basketball. What a defensive effort by Jamie Watson. How's Jamie Watson been doing? Watson only has 3 assists so far. And where is the basketball? Like, dude, throw the basketball in. Like, what are you waiting for? And here's Watson. He's going to try to make some moves. Going to try to drive, and he makes it. Something that Jamie Watson does very well. He can drive to the rim if he is aggressive. Points in the paint is where Houston is winning at, and the Sonics are struggling dearly. And here's Dickerson to Barkley. And he gets around Rodman. He gets the putback. Charles Barkley with now 8 points as Dennis Rodman is having some problems. And here's Watson has an open Rodman. And Rockets get the ball back. It's now 44-35 Seattle. Here's Dickerson. Now here's Price for 3. Watson's going to try to bring it up to Rashard Lewis, and he makes it. Rashard Lewis with 8 points. He's actually leading the team in scoring right now. Now here's Dickerson for 3. Barkley with the rebound, and he makes it. Charles Barkley has been a major factor, as expected to be. Now here's Watson. And try to get the... No, it's stolen by Dickerson. That's his 3rd turnover of the game. And what has Dickerson got? Now here's Roberts. And now here's Barkley. And he makes it again. He's making easy layups. He's able to get around Dennis Rodman. And here's Lewis for 3. No, he misses. But that was a nice pass by Watson. And this is how good his passing really is. I mean, look at this. It was a no-look pass. It was almost a good shot, but it was just short. Otherwise, that was going to be a highlight reel. Now here's Pippen for 3. And Scottie Pippen finally makes the 3-pointer. And the Sonics are just completely just bleeding to death right now in this half. Jerome James should able to get near around him. And Sonics get the ball back, but they are just looking terrible in the paint. There's Watson. And he's able to get that in. Maybe use him on the post more. As Jamie Watson now has 4 points, and both of them have been aggressive driving to the rim and posting. Now here is Elijah Wan guarded by James. And he tries to, oh, he misses it completely. And kickball violation. That was by Ruben Patterson. What has Jamie Watson got? Oh, backcourt violation. Good defense by Jamie Watson as he was able to push him out. And now here is Watson. And now here's Rashard Lewis for 3. And misses again. Now here's Patterson. And who's going to go for the 3-pointer? Watson going for 3 and misses. And we are now at halftime, and I got to go to the bathroom. Good timing to do it. All right, I am back. How is my team doing in the half? What should I do? Barkley has 12 points and 4 rebounds. Rashard Lewis is 0 for 4 from 3-pointers. I think I'm going to give Stevens a shot from off the bench. All right, I'm going to take this halftime. I gotta take this call. Plus, no one's really. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
I am back. I apologize. Hashtag don't quit your day job. That's all I'm going to say. But no one's really watching this show anyway, except maybe one person on YouTube. Well, let's get back to it. Gonna put in Stevens. I'll put in Resprit. Gonna put some scores from off the bench. Oh, and Watson nearly caused a steal. There's Drew. Now here's Pippen. A nice pass. And here's Elijah Wan, and he makes it. And the lead is ballooning to 20. Now here's Jamie Watson to Rodman. No! And he misses, and he throws the ball away. And here's Jerome James to Dennis Rodman. Oh, Scottie Pippen got fouled by Dennis Rodman. Resprit's going to try to come in for some scoring. Rodman's trying to play. And here's Jerome James. He blocks Charles Barkley, but Elijah Wan gets it in. It was a nice block, but this game is just absolutely just a joke. And here's Resprit for 3. No, in and out. And he keeps missing. Sometimes you wonder what Resprit's going to be up to after this season. A lot of inconsistent play and a 3-pointer by Michael Dickerson. And Watson is continuing to bring it up. And here's Resprit going desperate for 3, and he misses it. Maybe just call him Sean Desperate rather than Resprit. Here's Drew. Scottie Pippen for 3. And Jerome James gets that rebound. And here's Sean Resprit. And get it to Stevens. Oh, Rodman tried to go for a 3. And now here is Stevens with a jumper. And he makes it. Joe Stevens makes a nice shot. And timeout called by Houston. Why are they calling a timeout? I don't know, and I don't want to know. But I'm going to put in Watson as the shooting guard and Williams at point guard to see if maybe we can get some scoring, because Sonics are now down by 22. Now here's Stevens for Barkley. And Barkley with a jumper. And he misses. Now here's Stevens for 3. And he makes it. Stevens makes a deep 3-pointer. He is now 8 points. I think he is. No, he's 3 for 3. He's had 6 points from field goal. Now here's Scottie Pippen. Goes for a simple jumper and misses. And Pippen trying to do it again. And he makes it this time, going for the drive. Here's Watson still controlling it for Stevens. Over to Williams for 3. And he makes it. And now it's an 18-point game. They've erased the 22 to make it 18. 9 points for Williams, and Williams is making the case for a spot. And now Rodman almost got the steal. Now here's Drew and Elijah Wan. And James with that foul. Now here's the free throw. And he makes it. And he makes it again. Now here is Shammond Williams. Goes for 3. And misses. Now here's Elijah Wan with the rebound. And now here's Scottie Pippen for Drew. Now here's Charles Barkley for Scottie Pippen. And now here's Drew with a jumper and misses, and rebound Rodman. Rodman has 4 rebounds. Now here is Stevens for 3. And Stevens does it again. Stevens now has 11 points, has yet to miss a field goal. And now he's guarding Pippen. And now it's a steal by Shammond Williams. And now here is Stevens with the dunk, and he was fouled. And now he's going to go to the line. Stevens is now also showing some of his potential. At the line, he makes a free throw. Stevens is going to try it again. And he makes it. And Stevens is showing his potential himself. I mean, him and Rashard Lewis might have a tug of war. He's trying to go for the steal. Scottie Pippen being heavily guarded by Stevens. Now it's a 15-point game. And now here's Pippen for Dickerson. Now he's going for the shot, and he makes it. And that was a missed assignment by Jamie Watson. Jamie Watson now brings it up to Jerome James. And he gets hammered. But that was no shooting foul. Here's Stevens being guarded by Pippen. Now here is Williams for three, misses. And I think they're going to bring in the bench players. They'll let Lou play. Resprit will get in there. And I think it'll be Patterson, then Lewis, Bennett, and then McCoy. And now here's Williams for three. And he makes it again. Sonics are now on a 16-6 run. It's almost like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it looks like they are going to fix it. Now here's Pippen for three. Now here's Elijah one. And he makes it anyway. And Sonics are going to call for a timeout. Because they want to get some other players in. Teron Lue will be checking in. His minutes have been very limited, though. Now here's Patterson for three. And misses. And Ruben Patterson's been very inconsistent from downtown. And the Sonics now get the ball, especially with their high potential of defense. Now here's Teron Lue. Over to Lue again. And now here is Rashard Lewis. He's got to use his. He's being double teamed. And now here is McCoy. He might have a chance. And he makes it. And he is fouled. He falls into the cameraman. And now he's going to go at the line. He was fouled by Elijah one. And he makes the free throw. McCoy with his first basket. How has he been doing in this game? Jelani McCoy's at 3 points and 2 rebounds. Hasn't really been playing that much. Now here's Scottie Pippen for Charles Barkley. And Lewis with the rebound. Now here's Bennett. He's going to go for a jumper. Why did he go for that jumper? I had no idea what he's doing. Now here's Dickerson. And now Patterson with the rebound. Gets it to Rashard Lewis for three. And Bennett gets another rebound. And he's fouled. Another three-pointer. And he makes it. Rashard Lewis brings it to within 10. Rashard Lewis now has 11 points. Sonics have been showing some life in this quarter. They were down as much as 22, and now they have made it into a 10-point game. Here's Pippen for three, and he makes it. Scottie Pippen from downtown. Lewis for three. And he makes it. He makes another one. He has now 14 points. And when you have Joe Stevens coming off the bench, you cannot go wrong with that. Maybe consider him for the starting role. And now here's Antoine Carr. He is blocked. Now here is Teron Lue. Gets it to Patterson. Tries to drive. And blocked by Antoine Carr. Don't mess with that, Bulldog. Lewis for three. Misses. Now here's Patterson. And fouled. And Rashard Lewis totally hammered him. And now he's going to go to the line. Barkley going to pass it in. Here's Dickerson for 3. And rebound Patterson. Over to Rashard Lewis. And Tyronn Lue makes his basket. Now they are down by 8. 24 seconds left in the quarter. We're going to go into, and now here is Matt Maloney to Barkley. And now, no, it's stolen by Seattle. And now here's Tyronn Lue. And he's able to make it. And that's what he does. He does make the defensive impact. And Tyronn Lue nearly got another steal. And fouled. Fouled by Patterson. He's going to go to the line. I think Ruben Patterson, I don't know. I think I might consider using Joe Stevens off the bench. Now here's Tyronn Lue going for it. Nope. He doesn't make it. And now let's see what we've got going into the fourth quarter. Joe Stevens is 4 for 4. Lewis, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Shammond Williams has 12 points. Ruben Patterson, 6 and 5. Jerome James, 5 and 5. Jamie Watson, Ruben Patterson. They will go with the starters. Now here's Patterson for 3. And misses. Here's Watson. And Lewis with the rebound. Lewis for 3. And misses. Dickerson with the rebound. There's Scottie Pippen. And he loses it. And is Pippen going to go for the 3? Nope. He doesn't make it. Now here is Watson. Over to Lewis. And he flew to the rim, but he misses it. And here's Pippen. And it's stolen by Ruben Patterson. And he's going to get it to Rodman. And blocked by Barkley. And Scottie Pippen's going to try it. Scatino Mobley. And he makes it. Brings it to a 10-point lead. Here's Rodman over to Patterson. Lewis for 3. And he makes another 3-pointer. He is now on fire after going 0 for 4 in the first half on 3-pointers. He's now 3 for 5, which is why Houston is forced to take a timeout. And Sonics are practically going all offense on the perimeter. We're going to put in Joe Stevens. I'm curious what Joe Stevens can do as a shooting guard, starting at shooting guard, which means you'll have Patterson coming off the bench and fouled by Stevens. And stolen, nope, to Barkley. Here's Mobley. And Rodman with the rebound. That's what he's there for. And now here is Williams. Goes for the 3. Oh, he makes it to bring it to within 4. And Houston is just, I think they're on panic mode. As Shammond Williams continues to make crazy three-pointers. Here's Pippen for three. And James with the rebound. They're just taking extremely stupid shots. Now here is Stevens. And here's James with the rebound. He is fouled. And he can bring it to within as little as 2 points. And now it's a 3-point lead for Houston. Here's another one. And he misses this time. What are they going to do now? Dickerson with the ball. Here is Katino Mobley for three. And Rodman with the rebound. He is now out-rebounding Barkley. This is dangerous for Houston. And now here's Stevens for three. Misses. In and out. And now Scottie Pippen gets it. Now here's Barkley, and he makes it. Barkley has been heavy for today. Now here's Rodman wide open, and he makes the layup. Dennis Rodman was wide open. Now he has 7 points. He's been heavily contributing for the Sonics. And, Williams commits the foul on Scottie Pippen. I think they're going to arrest Jerome James for a few moments. They'll put Watson at small forward this time. Here's Mobley for three. He makes it. Mobley has just been a terror. Now here is Jerome James and the foul. Jerome James. And he's going to be at the line. No, he misses again on the free throw. He just could not complete the three-point play. And here's Dickerson. Kind of makes up for that Jerome James and one. Now here's Stevens to Rodman. And now here's Watson for three. And what is he doing? He is 0 for 3. Why is he shooting three-pointers when he really shouldn't? Watson only has 4 points. He's playing small forward because he does have the versatility. Now here's Olajuwon. He's going for the fadeaway. Oh, no, he makes it. And there is some problems. And, oh, no, they lost the ball. Here's Scottie Pippen. What has he got? Goes for another jumper. Misses. And Jerome James with the rebound. Here is Joe Stevens. He's going to try to go in all the way. And he makes it. Joe Stevens has now 15 points. I think Jerome James really needs a breather. I think they're going to give it back to McCoy. And Mario Bennett's going to be coming out. Tyronn Lue will come back for some defense. They're going to rest. Now here's Tyronn. Now there's a three-pointer by Mobley, and that brings it to an 8-point game. And it's going to be a timeout called by Seattle. And looks like Houston is just putting this game away. What we got here? I'm going to try Tyronn Lue for some defense. We're going to mix things up. We need some scorers. Can Respich provide any kind of energy? I don't know. I don't really like this lineup, but I'm doing it anyway. Lewis for three. He makes it. Rashard Lewis with now 20 points. He's been very effective in the second half. He is now 4 for 10 from downtown. Now here's Olajuwon being guarded. And now Mobley is being up and a foul. I would say at about a minute remaining until we bring some of the key players back like Dennis Rodman. Here's Michael Dickerson. And that's going to be Sonics basketball as they lose the ball. And now Tyronn Lue gets back. Here's Mario Bennett being guarded by Barkley. Here's McCoy being guarded. Now he gets around. Oh, a dunk! And the foul. That was Jelani McCoy. He stuffed it right in Hakeem Olajuwon's face, and he misses the free throw. Charles Barkley with his 6th rebound. And it's a foul. Sean Respert with the push. I think they're going to start bringing back some of their starters. Joe Stevens will come in. Shamon Williams. Now here's Dickerson. And blocked by Bennett. And now Lewis gets that rebound, gets it back to Bennett. And now here's Sean Respert. No, he loses it, and it's going to be Rockets' ball, which is why he's going to be out of the game. Timeout Houston. A little bit confused why that is happening. But Sonics are in really big trouble. Now here's Drew. Now here's Olajuwon. And he makes the bucket. We got Williams again. Now here is Stevens for 3. Stevens brings it to a 2-point game. He has now 18 points. What is going on? Houston's having problems hanging on. Now here's Scottie Pippen. Over to Hakeem Olajuwon. Oh, nice pass by Olajuwon. Gets it to Drew. And now it is a 4-point game. But can the Sonics bring it any closer? And Lewis looks open. No, he's not going to take his chance. Jerome James. Oh, he gets around. And he makes the hook shot. Jerome James got around Hakeem Olajuwon. Now James has 10 points. And major factors out of these role players. And a foul. 5th team foul. And now they're going to go to the line. So much aggressive playing by Seattle. But it's probably one of the reasons why they are still in this game. But now Houston extends it to a 4-point game. Now here is Williams. He's going to bring it up. And there's Stevens to Lewis. Needs the screen. Now here is a screen by Dennis Rodman. Pick and roll. He's going to try to go to the basket. And he brings it to within 2. Dennis Rodman with 9 points. Only a 2-point game for Houston. Oh, and here's Drew, and he makes it. Nice pass. And that one, I think that was by Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen had the nice vision. Jerome James wasn't paying attention. And then Drew makes the basket. And I think that is Drew, a former Seattle SuperSonic who was through that trade. And what are they going to do now? Stevens for 3. And he brings it to within a 1-point game. He has now 21 points. He is absolutely on fire. There's questions on whether they're going to make him a starter or not. And Barkley is trying to control the ball. Now here's Drew. Barkley with the jumper and misses. Olajuwon with the rebound. And the Sonics are forced to foul. And this is a chance to bring it to within, to bring it to a 3-point game. Still a 1-possession game, but that may force Seattle to go for a game-tying 3-pointer if they please. And another free throw has been made. I think they're going to hold it to the last shot. And I wonder who it's going to be. And gets it to Lewis. And back to Stevens and now here's Williams to tie the game. Oh my goodness! He just tied the game. Why am I surprised? And now it is a tie ball game made by Shamon Williams. Williams is just absolutely clutch for this team. But Houston still has the ball. And I wonder what's going to be done. Here's Barkley. Gets it to Drew. Now here's Olajuwon. He is way out. He's going for the 3-pointer. And he misses. And now we are going to overtime. What was Hakeem Olajuwon even thinking? That just forced overtime. I think the Sonics are going to keep what they have because it's working. And now Williams gets the ball. And here's Jerome James. And he makes it. He gets around Elijah Elijah is having that faith that he is impressed by Jerome James. Oh, and now here's Elijah. He misses it. And Rodman with the rebound. Absolute misses by Hakeem Olajuwon. And a steal. Oh, kickball violation. Why was Scotty and Barkley not communicating? Here's Stevens. Going to try to slow this ball down. Here's Jerome James going to try to post. And the foul. Jerome James makes it. And now it is going to be, could be, a 5-point game as Houston is completely just fallen apart in overtime. Now here's Scottie Pippen. Now here's Drew for 3. And there's Elijah. And he is going to go to the line. And he makes the free throw. And there's James, or Elijah, makes the other free throw. Now here is Shammond Williams going for a long three-pointer and misses. Like, what was he thinking? He was being a little bit cocky on that one. And there's Dickerson to Elijah, and he makes it to bring it to within 1. It looked like the Sonics had a chance. Now here is Williams to Lewis, and he loses the ball. And now here is Drew, and he's going to lay it in, and the Houston Rockets take the lead. What a disastrous sequence for Seattle. Now here's Rodman. And then Rashard Lewis for 3. And he makes it. Rashard Lewis has now 23 points. Just continues to bury the basketball. And now here is Dickerson. And here's Elijah with the dunk. And now they tie the game. Now here's Williams. What is he going to do? Trying to do the basket moves. Goes for the 3. And misses. And Jerome James gets the rebound. And he makes it. Jerome James has now 17 points. What is going on? I think they're going to play all these guys until it's over. And Scottie Pippen for 3. No! What is he doing? And loses the ball. And now here's Drew. He makes it to tie the game. Rodman with 9 points and 9 rebounds. And here's Lewis being guarded by Pippen. He's daring to play defense on. He gets heavily guarded. Now here's Stevens going for the long 3. Oh my gosh! He makes the 3-pointer. He is now 8 for 10, 5 of 6 from downtown. Now here's Scottie Pippen to Elijah and misses. Pippen with another rebound. Elijah again, and oh, he makes it this time. Now here's Williams. Gonna go for the fadeaway. Oh, he's blocked, but Jerome James gets it. He's gonna try to make it. Oh no, he misses. And now here's Drew, and they're losing track. And here's Dickerson, and he makes it. He escapes Dennis Rodman, and now they have taken the lead. And now here's Jerome James. He looks to be open. He's going to try to go for the... Oh, my goodness. Jerome James makes an unrealistic posting move. He has now 19 points and 10 rebounds. What are they going to do here? Scottie Pippen? No, he loses it. He throws it away. And what are they going to do? Here's Dennis Rodman. He's going to go for a what shot. And he gets the rebound. And now here's Drew. Here's Scottie Pippen. Elijah goes for the jumper and misses. And now that's going to be the 12th team foul. and fouled. What are they going to do? Here's Shammond Williams. And he misses the free throw. Oh, my goodness. And he misses again. And timeout by Houston. And it's only 9 seconds left. Now here's Scottie Pippen. And he's going to go for it. And now here's Dickerson. Goes for the shot. Oh, he makes it. And now it is just a... Do they have any timeouts? Seattle has one more timeout. What are they going to do here? It is now just a 1-point game. They're going to give the ball to Williams, and he's going to try to go for the shot. Oh, he gets blocked. He gets blocked, and the ball game is over. Williams didn't really have much of an angle. He went for the jumper, and they get the block, and Houston barely escapes from the Sonics, and this is over. The Sonics are in absolute disbelief. Scottie Pippen gets the player of the game, but he just took way too many shots. I can't believe it. Scottie Pippen. Wow. But how about Jerome James? Rodman had 10 rebounds. But how about Jerome James? 19 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 blocks. He was just absolutely amazing. Stevens went 8 for 10. Lewis, 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. Couldn't ask for many more. Oh, and I got to save the scoreboard. I forgot. Got to view that box score. Just saving all the scores. But man, Stevens. Wow. Craig Foster played for just 1 minute. Well, there we go. That game is over. Next game will be Golden State. Let's see what my schedule is like tomorrow. Tomorrow I am... Yeah, I'm still ahead of schedule. That's the thing. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Or Friday's on the table too. So we see. Now let's see if can manage any kind of trades because Joe Stevens is like, he's on fire. No offers were found for him. But how is he doing? I mean, he's streaky, but he's been contributing. I mean, this was his best game with 24 points. And Joe Stevens is pretty consistent, too, with his three-point shooting. $12 points for Rashard Lewis. It's going up. Stevens actually scores 10 points a game. And how's his three-point shooting? Almost 60% three-point shooter. I almost want to start this guy. I actually want to see what happens if I start him. Just want to see what happens. Ruben Patterson can play small forward. Guess we'll see what happens. But I want to check out Joe Stevens. He is 26 years old, though. And let's go to prospects. Four more days away. Right now, Andre Miller is the consensus #1 overall pick. Rip Hamilton is considered to be the #2 pick. Baron Davis. Steve Francis is who I really want. Definitely would take him over Baron Davis. Although Baron Davis is a little bit younger, but his game's a lot more erratic. Elton Brand, yeah, he's in the considerations too. Manu Ginobili. There's Andre Karolenko. He's jumping up there. Ron Artest is kind of falling. Sean Marion's like way down there. And Lamar Odom has also fallen. But the guy I'm really looking at is... Where is he? I thought I had Chris Anderson. Chris Anderson is someone I'm also looking at. So I guess we'll see. But I will be back either tomorrow or possibly Friday. We'll see. Keep you guys updated as always. And everyone, have a good night.